Hey everybody, back here with another battle report, and the legions are back again. So we've ditched the the pure demons and back to legions. This is a 2400 point game against a dark elf player. And it's a really good game, really tactical. One of those ones that gives you a headache afterwards because it was so tactical. And here we go, jump straight into the lists. So here we've got the Blightfoot Horde, led by the Demon Prince, Boyle Blightfoot. He's my general. He's got Mark of Nurgle, Scaled Skin. He's level 4 on the Lore of Nurgle. Chaos Armor and a Dawnstone. The idea behind this guy, he's got a 2-up rerollable, and he's got spells that he can cast on stuff which are fairly good augments and stuff. Plus, then he can start to buff his own toughness and wounds, makes him really, really hard to kill. Then we've got a Bray Shaman, Piglet. He's level 2 on Lore of Beasts, Mark of Nurgle and a Dragonbane Gem. Dragonbane Gem, I kind of had 5 points left over, and it's not a terrible choice. He's there just to kind of give a little bit of support to the units. Wild Form's great in Legions. Curse of Anra here is great in Nurgle. There are a number of good spells that you can really help out with. I've got an Exalted Hero, Drool. He's Mark of Nurgle, great weapon, Dragon Helm and Chalice of Chaos for the chance of getting a Demon Prince. He's just a kind of a hero to go my Chaos Warriors, just to help him out, make him a bit more punchier. Then I've got a Herald of Nurgle, Malarax. He's got an with the Exalted Locus of Contagion and Lesser Gift. This is the same guy as I had in the Demons of Chaos Battle Report. Really like using that Exalted Locus, so I'm trying it out again. The Lesser Gift I rolled in this game was crap, so I changed it out for the ASF Sword. And I've got 18 Chaos Warriors, the Legion, Mark of Nurgle, Shields, Full Command and a Gleaming Pennant. Then I've got 29 Plague Bearers of Nurgle, Pus Tide, with Full Command and Banner of Swiftness, and this is where Malarax goes. And I've got 2 single Beasts of Nurgle, Slither Skin and Chunder Chin. 5 Chaos Furies, the Pox Pixies. A Gorebeast Chariot, the Plague Plough. 3 Nurgling Swarms, Snap, Cackle and Plop. And then I've got a Soul Grinder, Kim Kardashian, who's a Demon of Nurgle with a Phlegm Bombardment. Here's Liz list. He's got Morathi, he's a general. He's got a Master on Dark Pegasus with Lance Shield and Sea Dragon Cloak. A Death Hag with Witch Brew and Ogre Blade. Another Death Hag with Rune of Cain, Sword of Might on a Cauldron of Blood. 19 Witch Elves, full command. Another unit of 19 Witch Elves, full command. 5 Dark Riders with Spears, Shields and Repeater Crossbows, and another one exactly the same. 20 Executions with full command. 2 units of 5 Harpies, and 2 units of 5 Doomfire Warlocks. So here's a picture of deployments, and it's quite a full-up board. So here's my deployments. On the right there, you've got my a single beast, then my unit of warriors with Bray Shaman and Exalted Hero in there. My Furies, my Demon Prince in the middle, next to the Plague Bearers. Then you've got my Gorebeast Chariots, and my Soul Grinder. And I'm using the Glotkin model as the Soul Grinder. I haven't had a chance to use him as a Glotkin properly yet, but maybe I will. And in front of him, you can't really see it, it's just some sort of amorphous blob of green, but there's another beast in front of that. And then up towards the middle there is the unit of Scouts, which is my Nurglings. And on his side, you've got a unit of Doomfire Warlocks, then you've got, in front of them, you've got the Dark Riders, behind them, you've got the Harpies, and to the right, at the back, you've got a unit of 5 Harpies, in front of them is a unit of Witch Elves with the Cauldron, in front of them is another unit of Dark Riders. To the right there, you've got another unit of Doomfire Warlocks. To their right, you've got another unit of big unit of Executioners, and he's got his Dark Pegasus Master in there, and Death Hag. Just so he'll be able to fly match, just so he gets like a look at, so if I phlegm bombard him or anything. Then he's got another unit of Witch Elves, and Morathi is just sitting in there for the time being. Fortunately, I rolled first turn, which is very helpful, and I kind of push forward a bit cautiously, but I can leave my beasts back. There's no point throwing them forward; they'll just die if they do. He's got lots of poison. I'll leave them back until they're useful. Everything kind of pushes forward. My Furies hang back as well. My Nurglings kind of just move around a bit, and my Demon Prince charges straight forward. You couldn't quite see him with with his Dark Riders, so he shouldn't chaff him up. I was hoping he would charge his Witch Elves in or something, or next turn I could charge them. That'd be ideal. In my magic phase, I get Fleshy Abundance off on my warriors. This was more just trying to roll on the lore attribute table, which is just useful. And lo and behold, I roll a 6, so he's now on +1 wound and +1 toughness, which is ideal. In the shooting phase, because I actually have a shooting phase, Kim Kardashian goes... and manages to kill about 11 or 12 witch elves, which is just awesome, and puts a wound on Morathi, so I was really happy with that. Splats right into the centre, direct hit, kills a bunch of them. Really pleased. So yeah, good on her. Then we go into his turn, and he kind of makes a few charges. He charges the Demon Prince with Witch Elves, which I was happy about. He charges the Furies with the Dark Riders, which I was also happy about. And that's it for charges. He flies his Furies in front of my Warriors, so they can't charge the side of the Witch Elves. And then he lines up his Executioners and Dark Pegasus to counter-charge if I do charge. Then his Fast Cav kind of just moves around, so it can't be seen, and moves to their positions, and then he leaves his other unit Furies and Morathi back, just to see where they would need to go. In his shooting phase, he gets a really good one, but he rolls poorly in it, so he ends up just doing 1 wound to 1 beast with Doomfire, with Doombolt. And we go to combat over here, and he kind of rolls rubbish again. He kills 1 Fury, and I kill 1 back. So with his charge and wound to my wound, he wins by 1, and 1 Fury crumbles. And I'm okay with that. Then to combat over here, I do pretty well. He puts a wound on me, but I'm +1 wound anyway, so that's fine. And I kill a bunch back. I kill sort of 5 or 6 Witch Elves back. So he loses his combat, but he sticks. But, good thing, he's lost Frenzy now, so that's ideal. Then we go into my turn, and I choose not to charge those Harpies with my Warriors, because I see a really nice shot. I turn slightly, and I think my Shaman should be able to get a really nice shot. I've rolled Amber Spear, so I can get if I can get the big Amber Spear off, I can hit the Dark Pegasus and all the way down that line of Executioners. That was my plan, at least. So I left them there. I charged the Doomfire Warlocks on the right hand side there with my Beast. They don't get too many attacks at me. They get about 6 attacks at me, and then hopefully I'll be able to slap a few of them around, maybe win combat, and that'd be ideal. And then everything else kind of just shuffles around a little bit. I've caused a bit of a roadblock here for myself, unfortunately, and so is he by charging my Furies, but I'll have to deal with that. My magic is a wash. I don't do anything. My shooting misses spectacularly. And so we go into combat. And so we go to here first. He does kill another Fury, and I do nothing back. So with his wound... he doesn't kill anything, but I don't do anything back. So it's drawn combat. He's got a Musician, so I lose by 1, and 1 dies. Over here, I was really sad here. He has 6 attacks, he rolls 3 poisons, and I fail all my regens, so the beast dies, and that's sad. Over here, this time he issues a challenge with his Death Hag on a Cauldron. So that happens, he attacks me, he doesn't do anything, and I murderize his Death Hag. So that's nice. However, so we had a rules query here which I had to look up, and the resulting decision was that if a character on a mount is killed in a challenge, that mount stays in the challenge. That's what it says in the rulebook. So now I've got to actually kill that Cauldron before I can shift that unit, so I can't Thunderstorm or anything, which is a bit annoying. So that's going to be a long combat there, I think. And we go to his turn. Not a whole lot of charges. In fact, none. He moves his Fast Cav around. He reforms his Executioners, his Witch Elves, his Furies, and yeah, that's about it. All that happens, really. His magic phase, he gets Soul Blight off on the Demon Prince, and there's nothing I can do about it. I think he tried to get 2 off, and I stopped one of them, which is fortunate. Then he casts Doombolt on my Warriors and kills 6 of them, which hurts. Unfortunately, I do pass my break check, or leadership check, my panic check. And then he casts Spirit Leech on my Brave Shaman and kills him. And that's sad. And he also, I think this is just the Dark Riders with their bows, but plink a wound off my Beast. Going to come over here, and he's able to kill my Furies, which is fine. I'm happy with that. Then over here, I'm not able to do anything to the Cauldron. He's not able to do anything to me. So he wins combat, but I'm unbreakable, so I'll stick around. Then we go into my turn again. I charge the Dark Riders in front of me with my Plague Bearers. I try to charge the Cauldron Witch unit with my Gorby's Chariot, but I miss it by 1, which sucked. Everything, and my warriors charged the executioners. I wasn't sure about this. I knew they wouldn't get re-rolls for ASF or anything, so I just kind of threw the things I knew. It's not a terrible idea. I just need to. I've got a lot of attacks. He's fairly weak, and I've got my exalted hero in there, so I should be able to do some decent damage. That's my hope. We got here. Instead of using Flamme Bombardment, I use the Harvester Cannon on the guys, on the Doomfire Warlocks, and do absolutely nothing, which is fine. Over here, I don't think we even roll, we just take them off because they die. I try to make a Legion of Death to just reform rather than overrun, and I fail it, so I charge forward like that, and now I'm in a terrible position. Not only am I unable to kind of wheel to get those Witch Elves, but they're blocking my Gorby's Chariot too, so that sucks. Fortunately, however, killing the fast cav Dark Rider guys panicked the Harpies, so they pissed off, which is cool. Then we go to this combo over here, and nothing happens. He's not able to do anything to me, but I am able to put a wound through on the Cauldron, which is quite nice. So it's now 1/5 dead, but I'm having a tough time wounding that, especially with Soul Blight on. Really, it's kind of a pain. And this combo over here, my Exalted Hero ends up in a challenge with his Death Hag, who does 4 wounds to him. I used my Chalice of Chaos this round as well, and I ended up rolling for the 5-up ward, which is nice. That's actually kind of a fairly good option at this point. Unfortunately, she still does 4 wounds to me without any problems, which is pretty brutal. She's got the Ogre Blade, so she's hitting on 4s or 5s, wounding on 2s, everything's re-rolling, so she just did well. That's fine. Rest of the combat, he knocks 6 of my warriors down, which is quite brutal. I end up killing about 5 or 6 of his executioners back, which is a bit poor, but not too bad. But I do lose combat by quite a bit. But fortunately, I passed my break check. It was a double 1. It didn't need to be a double 1, but it was. And it was thanks to my Gleaming Pennant. I did use the reroll there. Then we go over to his turn. And there's a little bit. Most of his stuff just moves around. There's nothing charging. His Doomfire Warlocks on the left there move behind the Soul Grinder. The Dark Riders in front of the Soul Grinder move so you couldn't be seen by the Beast. And then Morathi and the Dark Pegasus kind of move to the side of the Plague Bearers, and all the other fast cav just move around to see what they can see. In his magic phase, he gets another big one, and he gets... first thing he does, he tries to cast Spirit Leech on my Gorby's Chariot, and I let it through. I was thinking, I'm Leech at 9 there with my Demon Prince, he's 10, so he'd have to roll a 6, and I'd have to roll a 1, and that would basically kill my Gorby's Chariot. I thought that was unlikely. He might do a couple of wounds, but he might not do anything, so I let it through because he had so many more dice than me, and yeah, it killed him. Killed the Gorby's flat out. I roll a 1, he rolls a 6, dead. which was pants. That Gorby's Chariot, I'm not impressed with it. It's swiftly going into my bag books. So he cast Soul Blight on me again. He did it double again. I managed to stop one of them, but not both. And go to this combo over here, where he actually does a bit much poorer this turn. I make a hell of a lot of my parry saves. We end up with a challenge. My champion against his champion. My champion ends up surviving his and killing and doing 2 wounds to the champion. So I've got 1 on the overkill there. The Death Hag kills 1, and the rest of his unit kill 2. And when I strike back, I only kill another 1 executioner. So I think I lose this combat by 1 or 2. But that's fine. I make my break check, no problem. But they're not long for this world. And we go to my turn here. The main thing is my Nurglings charging to the side of the Witch Elves. I knew this was potentially risky because he could start doing damage to the Nurglings and then take them down on combat res. But I was hoping that the small number of the number of attacks that I would be sending his way would just be able to tip it over the edge, so I was winning the combat. That was my hope. And with the charge and with the flank, it wasn't impossible. My Plague Bearers then turn on the spot. I have to reform the ranks a bit so they're not in a horde formation anymore, just so I could fit properly. It was kind of a pain in the arse. And then my Soul Grinder turns around to, I'm just going to start lobbing rocks at his characters. I think that's my entire plan there. In my magic phase, I roll a 4, so I've got -1 ward save, which is the worst round of this time with my Nurglings in the side. That's just going to make them really vulnerable to the Witch Elves. So that was cack. In my shooting phase, Kim flems again at Morathi, gets a direct hit straight on her face, but unfortunately makes his ward save, which is really bad. She's only got 2 wounds left. I would have been so close to killing her. That would have been ideal. This come over here, he ends up doing a bunch of wounds to my Nurglings. I fail my ward saves because they're on 6 now. And I lose a couple more to combat res. I do another wound to the Cauldron of Blood, and I do kill a couple of Witch Elves with my Nurglings, but I think I still lose the combat. So yeah, a couple more of my Nurglings crumble. But you know, they're there. They're doing something at least. This combat over here, it's hardly surprising that he manages to murder 3 of them, only losing 1 back. So that's that. And they reform like this. So their plan here, he's just going to sort of start going around the back. If he reformed forward, there'd be very little he could do. So that's why they're there. Then we go to his turn. And there's more movement, but no charges. So his Harpies kind of move in front of my Plague Bearers to chaff them up. His fast cav just moves around out of line of sight of stuff. His executioners continue to move around, so they might be able to get a flank shot on those Nurglings at some point in the future. I think that was his plan. In his magic phase, he once again managed to get Soul Blight off on my Demon Prince. Again, he has 2 of them. I tried to stop 1, didn't work. So we go straight into combat. I don't think he did anything else in his magic phase, fortunately. And he is able to do a couple more wounds to the Nurglings, and nothing to the Demon Prince. I'm able to do nothing to the Cauldron of... No, sorry, I'm able to do another wound to the Cauldron of Blood, which is nice, and I kill 1 or 2 more Witch Elves. But I lose a couple more Nurglings in return. I think I actually win this combat, but he makes his break check, no problem. And then we go straight to my turn again. And I try to charge the side of the Witch Elves so I could get a corner with my beast up there, just to the right of the tower. But I failed the charge by about 1. It was really close, and that would have been an amazing charge to get in. That would have really helped me win. My Plague Bearers charged the Harpies just to kill them and get a few extra victory points. And my Soul Grinder keeps facing Morathi because she's gonna phlegm at him again. Or she's gonna phlegm at her again. Bitch fight. Yay! So in my magic phase, I get Blades of Putrefaction off on my Demon Prince. Again, it was kind of just going for the... It was just to help against the Cauldron, really. I mean, I'm having difficulty getting the wounds through. It's toughness 6, so I'm strength 5 with Soul Blight. So just that little extra help of not having to roll to wound if I rolled poison 6s. So that was the idea. And over here, I miss by a fraction from the central hole, but I do still hit Morathi, and I wound her, and she fails her ward save. So she's down to 1 wound now, and it's just off the hole, so that was really disappointing. We go straight into combat, and at last, my Demon Prince wakes up and kills the Cauldron of Blood, which is awesome. So happy to get rid of that thing. Such a thorn in my side. I think it's made up its points, just holding me there for the entire game, pretty much. He does put another wound or 2 on my Nurglings, so they're down to 1 wound now. But I do win this combat, I think, but he doesn't go anywhere. He's still got plenty of leadership. Over here, my Plague Bearers are easily able to kill the Harpies, believe it or not. Then we go to his turn, and his fast cav move around to look at the Soul Grinder. Their plan is to shoot and magic it off. His Master of Dark Pegasus and his other unit of Dark Riders at the top left there charge the single lone beast, and he's going to have a great time with that. His executioners now can't charge the Demon Prince. They can't get an angle or anything. The Witch Elves on the right-hand side there move into the building because they might as well. The Harpies just shift around. And Morathi shifts around as well. In the magic phase, he gets Soul Blight off on the Beast Nurgle because why not? Nothing else happens, so we go straight into the combat phase, and he's able to murder him. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, he only does 1 wound to me in the combat, but I don't do anything back. I roll a 1 for my attacks. So with his charge and his wound, he doesn't get anything for rear, but that's 2 combat rolls right there. That's all he needs. The beast dies. Over here, he pushes his champion forward, issues a challenge. I have to accept. I have to accept. Murder the champion spectacularly. But he's steadfast by 1 basically, which is really annoying. So he has a break check on leadership, whatever it is, high. It makes it no problem. And there you go. Unfortunately, we ran out of time at the end of turn 5 and had to end the game there. So there you have it, the end of the game. Really good game, enjoyed it a lot. It's very, very tactical, as you can see. There's not a whole lot of points dead, so that's which is always quite a sign of a tactical game. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks for watching. Yep, so unfortunately, it was a defeat for the Legions of Nurgle there. I just couldn't get the victory points I needed to, and he killed a couple of my big units. He killed my warriors, and both the heroes were in there, which is where the big points came from, really. So overall, it was a 1,057 to 515 victory points. Like I said, I've still got a couple of big point sinks on the board. My Demon Prince, my Plague Bearers, and my Soul Grinder, they're worth a lot of points. Everything else I had, apart from the Warriors and the Heroes, aren't worth that much. So it was them. I probably shouldn't have charged them into the Executioners. That might have been a poor choice. But I was getting froggy, I wanted to fight at that point in the game. But as always, please feel free to leave any comments or feedback you might have. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, or follow me on Twitter at MoreWarGames. As far as Age of Sigmar goes, I'm going to probably upload another video with references to that. Just me briefly saying what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to keep going with battle reports, whether they are 8th edition fantasy, and people keep playing that, whether they're Age of Sigmar or whether they're 40k, something will happen, I'm sure. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So never fear, I'm sure my very small viewership will take this to heart. I'm there for you guys, I'm there for you. Alright, well, thank you very much guys, thanks for watching, I'll see you soon. Bye.